later on. We'll go c4 this time. Knight f6, we'll go g3. Bishop g2. Knight c3, and I'm going to go for e4 next. The old Botvinnik system, which is not bad. It's an opening. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll go f3. Usually I don't want to allow the bishop for the knight, because that would mean I have one less piece fighting for the d4 square. a6 now. Yeah, this is a bit weird to have the pawn on f3. Usually you have the pawn on h3, or when you're black, h6. So let me go b3 now, preparing d4, because I do like the, of course, I do like the Botvinnik structure, but getting a Maruzi structure should also not be bad. And now, after these exchanges, I have a safe little advantage. Queen d7 is a solid move, but it feels a bit aimless. Oh, there is a concrete aim to go for b5. That was a bit lazy on my part. Bishop h3, not particularly concerned about that. If he wants to exchange my bishop, I'm fine. That bishop had quite a few prospects anyway. e5, this one I don't like for my opponent, because the bishop was annoying on d4 and it's tempting to kick it away, but I think it comes at too high a price. Now the pawn on d6 is extremely weak, and I have a juicy square for the knight on d5. So here, rook a2 was obviously to go rook d2 later on, put pressure on d6. Now, I do have a possible tactic with rook to d2, but my opponent will go knight takes b6, I would go rook takes d6, and he would go knight takes c4. Point is, if I then take the queen on c6, knight e3 check happens. We'll then take the queen and take the rook later on, which means that I can't do that. So I'll go knight d5 instead, threatening a pretty juicy fork on e7, which my opponent missed. And that's the game right there. I always advocate for my opponents to play fairly slowly in this game, in these games, to try and learn. Obviously, you're gonna have problems with time then sometimes, but I think it's a better learning experience. In this case, my opponent quite obviously played a little too fast there, taking